Hi, so I welcome you back to Ligem classes. So in this video, we are going to solve some excellent questions on French power in India. So as you may already know that French was another colonial power that ruled in India. So let's solve some MCQs about them. Okay, so before we get started, let me just tell you how you can reach to this MCQ section. So first you have to visit the website www.ligem.com. That's pretty much obvious. And after that, you have to go to the RRB section. You click here and you go to the English medium. You click here. So we do have the RRB GK syllabus. We have polity, history, geography, science and economy. At present, the history section is getting updated. The rest, polity, geography, science and economy will come later. So let's explore the history section. We click on the history and here at the last we have modern history. We click this. Okay, so here we have around 32 chapters on modern history. Yes, there are around 32 chapters. Now the French power. So basically this is the beginning of the advent of the new powers. So this is chapter 3. The French, the Dutch, the Danish, the English, the Portuguese, all these powers came in the beginning stages. Okay, some of them survived in India, some of them left India. So we are going with the chapter 3, that is advent of new European powers. So this is chapter 3. We click here. So as you can see, you will be redirected to a page called as Modern History Quiz French in India. So we are going to solve around 15 excellent MCQs. I think there are 15 of them. Okay, 15 excellent MCQs. Yes, there are 15 MCQs. So we are going to solve each of them. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Who founded the Compagnie des Indes Orientales? Basically, it's the French term for East Indian Company. So, as you may already know this, the Britishers had their own East Indian Company. Likewise, the French also had their own East Indian Company. Similarly, the Dutch had the East Indian Company. So, not only there was the French government located in French, there was a company in India called as the Compagnie des Orientales. Now, this company was established by a person called as Colbert. Now, this is a very important person, Colbert. Remember this, memorize this, Colbert. Okay, so the correct answer is Colbert. Okay, so now the second question, which French king gave the permission to trade with India? Now Colbert actually had to take permission from the French king. It's like this, Adani or Ambani has to take permission from Narendra Modi to make a big business deal with Australia. Something like this. So Colbert was a businessman or a administrator. Let's ignore that. Colbert was the one who established Compagnie des Orientales and he had to take the permission from the French king. Now the French king with whom he took the permission was King Louis IV. I repeat this again, King Louis IV. So the correct answer is option A, King Louis IV. Okay, so Chandler Nagar was located in. Now as you may know that the Bengal was the hotbed of activities for the Britishers and the French. So French established their base in Bengal and Chandler Nagar was an important place for them. So Chandler Nagar was located in Bengal. Okay, so the correct answer is Bengal. Which island groups in Indian Ocean were captured by the French? Now there were two important island groups that were captured by the French in the Indian Ocean. One was Mauritius and the second was Reunion Island. Okay, so the correct answer is option A, Mauritius and Reunion Island. So the correct answer is Mauritius and Reunion Island. An important treaty that the French signed with the Dutch. Now the French had some issues with the Dutch and the Dutch actually captured some parts of Pondicherry from the French. And to reclaim it back, the French fought and somehow managed to win parts of Pondicherry. And this treaty, which enabled the French to get back some of its territories, was the Treaty of Ryswick. The correct answer is the Treaty of Ryswick, option D. Remember this is a very important question. Treaty of Ryswick. Where was the French capital of India located? Now the French base was thoroughly established in a place called as Pondicherry. Now it's obviously a tourist place, a really important nice place for Indian tourists right now, but the real capital of the French was established in Pondicherry for their operations. So the correct answer is option C, Pondicherry. Okay. Which French general founded Pondicherry? Now this is a very important question. First, of course, Colbert established the French East Indian Company. He was succeeded by a person called as Caron. And after that, After Caron, there was a guy called as Francois Martin. Francois Martin was an important person for French in India because he actually persuaded the king of Bijapur, Ibrahim Lodi, Sher Shah Lodi, Sher Shah Ibrahim Lodi, to give him some parts of land. And Sher Shah Ibrahim Lodi, pleased with him, gave some parts of land in Pondicherry. So, because of the Bijapur king, Francois Martin was able to establish a permanent base in Pondicherry. So, the correct answer is Francois Martin. Which was the last colonial powers to enter India? So obviously you know this, that the first one, or the first one of the first, was the Portuguese, and then came the Dutch, the Britishers, the Danish, and then at the last we have the French. So the correct answer is the French. Okay, so it was the last colonial power to reach India. Who was the first Director General of French facilities in India? Now obviously you know this. Colbert established the French East Indian Company, but he was not the director. He was not the director. Caron was the first director of the French facilities in India. So the correct answer is Caron. A place where the French established their presence in East India. So this is a repeated question. You obviously know that it was in Chandonagar in Bengal where they actually established their real presence in India. So the correct answer is Chandirnagar. Which of these places never had a French presence? Now, of course, Mahe had a French presence. You obviously hear about a lot about Mahe. Karikal, yes, of course, and Balasur, yes, true. So these three are true. Jaipur is the odd one out. So the correct answer is Jaipur. Jaipur never had any French presence. They had some emissaries from French, but the French never was able to persuade the Rajputs in Jaipur. So it was again the Britishers who managed to keep the Jaipur and as well as the Rajputs under their control. So the correct answer is Jaipur. French never had any presence in Jaipur. When was the French factory in Masulipatam set up? So Masulipatam is a very important French base, okay, and later it was handed to other colonial powers. But for the time being, we have to know that when was the French factory in Masulipatam set up? It was actually set up in 1669. So the correct answer is 1669. Okay. Which region was the bone of contention for the French and British colonial powers in India? Now, obviously, you know the French and Britishers were the colonial powers from Europe. So Britishers always had the advantage, even though one of the reasons was that French actually came late, very late, and the Britishers and the French, they were never friends. They actually fought with each other a lot, and one of the battleground was in India, and one of the key places they were both were really interested in was Tanjore. Okay, so the correct answer is Tanjore. So after French conquered Tanjore, Britishers were really angry. Okay, and they then schemed to get rid of French from India. So the correct answer is Tanjore. When was the French East Indian Trading Company was formed? So the French East Indian Trading Company was formed in 1664, and it was established by Colbert under the patronage of King Louis IV. So the correct answer is 1664. When was the where was the first French factory in India set up? So the first French factory in India was set up in Surat. The first French factory in India was set up in Surat. So the correct answer is Surat. So we have solved around 15 questions. So let me just click on finish to check how many of them are correct. So let me just click on finish. 15 out of 15, that is 100%. We have got all the answers correct. Excellent.